Let's put some goals out there. Like, what's our vision? How are we going to meet that?
What happens when you mix hustle, a vision, and community? You get one of the fastest growing bartending companies on the Happiest Ours platform. Today, we're talking with Amanda from Pour Amore Mobile Bartending about how she built momentum, closed leads, and used Happiest Hours to turn her side hustle into a booked out business. When they're ready to pay and you have to make them do work, they can just get turned off and you're like, I'm gonna go somewhere else and figure this out. Let's get into it. This is Behind the Mobile Bar. We want to hear a little bit from Amanda, about Amanda and Pour Amore, but mainly about just your traction and everything that you've been doing. Like, I think that's so important for people to know. There's a lot of people that want to start their business, and starting is one thing, but like getting events, maintaining events, that's a whole nother ball game, right? And so I definitely want to hear from you on that. But I guess first things first, let's talk about a little bit about yourself. So you work full time, right? What do you do full time as a job?
So I'm work in a corporate company, 9 to 5,
Okay.
at home though. So I get that luxury. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm a product manager for a company.
Okay.
Oh.
So the way that started, I'm here today, was really I was working for the company in Texas.
Oh,
I
wow.
lived out there for 4 years.
Oh, I had no idea.
Pandemic hit.
Yeah, a lot of our
Yeah.
stories involve pandemic.
Right. I know you guys have like pre-pandemic.
You're right, right.
Every episode.
Yeah,
Right.
we were mid-pandemic.
So mid-pandemic, I decided, we all went home to go work.
Okay.
And I was in Texas, and I was like, I want to go home to California. Because I'm
Are you originally?
from here.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was fortunate enough to keep my job working in California. And then I was doing that like self-audit type thing that a lot of people were doing during the pandemic.
Yeah.
Right.
Life reflections.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And I'm moving back home, like, after 4 years, like, what am I doing? Where do I see myself in 5 years? And then that's when I was scrolling on Pinterest. I saw a trailer. It was a gorgeous trailer at a wedding. And I was like, I want to do that.
Yeah.
I've always been in the like people business. I've done customer service, sales. So it's always been about people. So I knew I was in that event space. So yeah, that's how the Pour Amore came up.
So the bartending started off by seeing a trailer and you're like, that's dope. I would like to do that.
That's dope. I would like to do that, and I can because I had the resources.
Had you ever been in hospitality or like bartending, anything like that before?
No, it was always like everyone's like, you should do bartending just because of my personality. It's it's close. Well, the whole cocktails and coming around together is like close to home for me, for my family. That's what we do.
Right.
But no, it was just like on a whim.
It's about, because I think this is important for our audience to know that, like, some people think like, oh, you got to be in a big city. That's where there's a lot of activity that's going on. You're the quite opposite of that, right?
Yeah.
So like, tell us a little bit about Lake Elsinore.
Yeah. So for Lake Elsinore, really the area I want to hit and I'm going towards is the Temecula
Right.
area,
Right.
wineries,
Wine country. Right.
right.
Yeah.
Weddings. So that's where my focus is on, and Temecula is down the street from Lake
Yeah, it's like
Elsinore.
what, like 20 minutes or something
20
like
minutes,
that?
yeah.
To go to, from Lake
Yep.
Elsinore to Temecula.
So that was my biggest thing. It was the perfect area for me. So yeah.
That's fantastic. I absolutely love it. And you're crushing it, which we're going to absolutely get to. But before that, let's get into this lovely cocktail. It's been sitting there
I know we've been
for a
staring
minute.
at
I've been looking at it. I'm like getting parched. So
I'm not going to sit there much longer. I know that much.
right. And Amanda, you kind of like fooled us on this one with the ingredients. So talk to us about the cocktail.
So it's called La Pasión.
Ooh.
So it's passion. Has a little bit of passion fruit in it, some raspberries, and then the last ingredient you guys did not guess:
No.
green grapes.
Green grapes. So wait,
Cheers,
how did you get the
everybody.
green grapes in there? What'd you do?
So I muddled raspberries, grapes.
Okay.
But I was inspired, so I went to Tequila in April.
That's
I was
right.
telling
That's
you guys
right.
about it.
That's
yeah.
right.
So we went to
One of my
Jose
favorite places.
Cuervo. We just went to stop by the bar. It was a hot day, and they have a bar right there in the placita.
Yep.
So they had a drink that had green grapes, raspberry, and passion fruit. It was just on the menu. We tried it, and we're like, "This is it. This
Yeah.
is it."
Oh,
so I
that's
came
so
home,
cool.
and I was just R&Ding it. How are we gonna? And it's very good.
That's so
I
fun.
love
I
it.
feel like
Oh, and-
grapes are a unappreciated.
Yeah,
I would have
100%.
never thought.
Yeah.
Like, no, and I drink it, and I was like, it's something I've had before.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, but you just
Thank
couldn't.
you.
You
Thank
couldn't
you.
figure it out.
I couldn't put my thumb on it. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what is this? But it tastes so familiar. You hit the nail on the head. And it gives this like softness to it.
Yeah.
And it like kind of mellows it out. Good balance to it, it sounds like. And then you also are using our favorite tequila in here,
Yes,
right?
Mi
We got
Gente.
Mi Gente.
Mm.
Okay,
Mi
I like
Gente.
it. Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you,
I drank.
Amanda. Oh no, this is great. So I'm excited for this conversation, and I think before we get into the meat of it, of what I really want to talk about, you obviously invested in your company, right? So you spent some money just getting things going, and it sounded like you jumped right on the trailer route. Was that the first thing you got, or did you get a mobile bar first, or talk about some of the
Yeah.
things that you like purchased to get this going?
So my goal was really the trailer. Carlos, my boyfriend, he was like, well, we need business before the trailer, so maybe we should
Good shot,
build a
Carlos.
bar.
That's a very
And
good
I
idea.
even was like, no, we'll just wait. It's
Yeah.
fine. No, so Carlos built us a bar.
Good job, Carlos.
Yeah, a 5
Smart
foot wood bar.
Okay.
So that was our first, and I mean, we spent what $200 on wood.
Wow. Good for you guys.
Yeah, and then I bought the trailer. So it was by my uncle's house. He lives like in a ranch area. I was looking on Facebook Marketplace. It was actually like a meant to be moment. It was my uncle's front neighbor. I saw the photo and I recognized the neighborhood, and I asked him, I was like, hey, are you selling it? He had it for horses. The crazy, when I say it's a meant to be type thing. So I got there, and they're actually, the boy who was selling it, he's my uncle and aunt's godson.
Oh wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But also he had lost his father about a year before that, so it was his dad's trailer. And they were like, finally, they're like ready to sell it because he got a brand new one. I bought it on 11/11 of 23. And when they were signing the pink slip, a little butterfly was flying around, and it was some type of symbolism for them because they looked at each other, the mom and the boy, and they're like, it's time. And it was just such a moment where I was like, this is it. Yeah.
Talk about a blessing.
Yeah. No, really.
Wow.
That's awesome. And so
Yeah.
that was the moment that they
You
said,
should have
hey,
put a little
we can sell
butterfly
it.
something on the trailer.
That's true. Yeah.
I could
see?
do a little,
Yeah,
I
you
could
could
do
still
that.
do that.
I like
That's
that.
amazing. Yeah. So I got the trailer. It was $3,500.
Something like that. Okay.
Yeah. And then luckily, I'm fortunate enough, like I said, my family built it. So we invested a lot of time.
I see. So you
You
had to
know.
renovate the thing.
We
right?
renovated the whole thing. So
How long did it take, and how many people in the family did you have working on it?
So it took 9 months.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because it was one of those things that I was like, we're investing our time. So I wasn't like, it was my 3 brothers,
Yeah.
my dad, my mom, Carlos, and I.
Goodness.
And it was like, who has time this weekend? Who
Yeah.
has time Sunday?
Right. It wasn't like
Got it.
9 to 5
No.
every day
Yeah.
type of
Exactly.
stuff.
It was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was parked in front of my my parents' house in the garage, and we're drinking beer on every Sunday. Really,
Yeah. Oh, that's so fun.
And
It's a
just
cool
a
family
family
event.
project.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great way to build,
Yeah.
right, those bonds, and
Right.
then knowing there's a future plan in sight.
Yeah.
And also, it also gives me the reason like behind like I have to make it somewhere with it, right? Like
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
people who put their time and all their effort
Blood,
into
sweat, and
it.
tears.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love
Investment.
That's so cool.
and
Yeah.
when they were renovating it, was there certain things that you knew that you needed for a bar?
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
Like when you were building it out, we were like, oh, we should probably put an ice bin right here,
Mm-hmm.
or we should do this over here. Like, how did you come up with those things?
So that was the beauty of doing it ourselves. I was
Right.
able to say I want this there, that there, and did the whole
Customize it how you want it.
customized thing. So
Right.
I was on TikTok. I was like, what's the best way? I bought a party barge that was like $200 that has, right underneath the bar top, it's like an ice well with my garnishes. Two things I knew I wanted. I wanted the gold ceilings, which took me forever to find because there's so many golds out there. And I
each
wanted
one is
like
like
the
immensely
perfect-
different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no, sample, nope,
Yeah.
sample. So that, and then I wanted the live edge wood
Yep.
bar top,
Yeah.
Right.
which
right.
that was hard to find, the one I wanted, and it was kind of
It's expensive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so all in all, and then so he built the first bar. I have the trailer. And then I just got my second wood bar, which I went through. I saw you posted Deserted.
Yeah, the Deserted.
Yes.
Yeah, he's built all my bars
Yeah,
from day
they
one.
built that one.
Yeah.
They're amazing.
Mhm,
They're good.
really awesome. It's a father and son business. Yeah.
Yeah. And the customer service was great.
Yeah.
Like, responded right away.
That's nice.
And it wasn't crazy expensive.
No, not at all.
Nice.
Because when I
There's
was
some people out
looking-
there right now. They're beautiful, but like, I am not.
lot.
Poor
Yeah.
girl problems.
Yeah,
I can't pay that
yeah.
fancy
We're talking
bar
about
price.
thousands of dollars.
Thousands
of dollars,
for a bar,
yeah.
You know,
I can't
just
do
to
that.
get things going.
Yeah.
You know, however you see it, it, you know, it can be seen as an investment, and you know, your the aesthetic of what you do things does play a role into your business. But like, yeah, it can be a little pricey.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. In all, I think I spent probably about 12 with the 2 wood bars and the trailer.
That's
Wow.
awesome.
Yeah.
It's
What-
really
Like
and
cool.
everything.
12,000.
12,000.
Wow,
Everything
that's
I put
great.
into it.
That's when you were all like, I got to get these leads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I gotta
Yes.
close these
Yeah.
leads. We gotta make up for
Gotta
that.
finish off,
Wow. Kudos for you for investing in, you know, something that you're passionate about, clearly, and you're gonna see all the way through. That's fantastic. Okay, so when did you start? Like, I know you probably did all of that prior to your first event,
Yes.
right?
Right. So I bought the trailer during that time where I was like, okay, I'm going to start a mobile bar business with the trailer. That's when I met Happiest Hours.
Right. Right.
Serendipity. Shout out Serendipity.
Yeah.
Hey.
Oh, look, there you go.
Yay. Real time booking
The
right
money
now.
said it. Yeah.
Okay, say my
her
name
name.
next.
Yeah.
Say mine. Say mine.
Thirsty horse. Boom.
Park
Yeah, I love it.
Wait, I'm gonna wait for it.
Yes.
Hold on, was it a last minute? Is it for like 2 days from
That's
now?
what it's
Yeah,
been.
Because
yeah,
that's
yeah.
how it's
14.
been these last couple days for the
Yeah.
14th.
Saturday,
Hey.
I got a call like, hey,
Can you
my
come
bar-
right now?
Yeah,
No?
they canceled, and it was in Lake Elsinore.
Oh.
And I would have gone, but we were doing a VW Volkswagen car show. We were camping. And I was like, I would have gone. It was
Yeah.
like in 2 hours. They called me at 4. It was at 6.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Sometimes
So
those
brutal.
could be like, a toss
Hey.
up. Like when you're
Yeah.
like finishing up an event, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go home, unwind, deal with the
Right.
kids. Can
then
you
it's
come
like-
now? And it's like, I don't want to say no, but I want to say no.
Right.
I've
yeah.
seen those work in 2 ways. I've seen them work where you work them, you make that person's day,
Mhm.
and they are so appreciative, and you have a customer for life.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
That's why it's a
right,
catch.
right.
I have also seen it where you pull all the strings in the world to make this miracle happen for
Right.
that person, and they have no thanks
Right.
in their hearts.
Just entitled.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And it's like they don't tip. It
Yeah.
ends up
Right.
being like not worth your time.
Right, right,
And,
right.
so,
And then you're
like,
kicking yourself.
yeah,
like,
and
I
then
knew
you're
I should have
like,
said
why
yeah.
did I
yeah.
even do this?
Yeah.
Yep.
You
I
know,
know. It's
so
a toss up. You never know.
It's a big
Yeah.
toss up.
See,
You
this is
never
why
know.
we're creating a feature for that
Uh,
within
Really?
Happiest Hours. Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. If you book
Okay.
within a certain time,
Yeah.
you guys can
Yeah,
choose to up your price.
Like a
Yeah.
rush
Yeah,
fee.
okay, okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
100%,
yeah.
or just a
surcharge.
percentage
We like to call
on
that
top.
a pain in the ass fee.
Yeah, pain in the ass fee. That's it. That's it. It's so funny, you know, kind of sidebar. And I'm like, tell me about that feeling when you guys get that text message of a booking or the email.
The email.
Sometimes it's an
Yeah.
immediate panic because I'm like, please tell me it's not tomorrow. Please tell me it's not tomorrow.
Right.
That happened to me last week.
Yes, that's
yeah,
true.
happened to me
That's
last
true.
week. And
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
I'm sorry.
Ryan, I've been telling you about this.
There's no.
There's
I remember
literally no
your
way.
response was, "There's no way I could do this."
There's
that was the
literally
first response.
no
Did you do
way.
it?
No, I couldn't. I had to give it to Serendipity, actually.
Oh,
Serendipity,
She
there you go,
saved me,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
She
no, but
saved
that
me,
feeling
yeah.
is great. I'm like,
What was I doing?
so I get the text and the email, and I'm like,
Right. Like,
Yeah,
yes,
no.
it's
You get that
legit.
double
yeah,
message
no,
and
it
it's
is.
like,
It's
okay.
here.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
all the information's there, which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
If my ingredients are up to date, then all my
Yeah, it's
Everything's right.
data in, data out. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
So,
yeah,
yeah.
There you go.
no, it's really good. It's been really good, and then the reminders too
Right.
have
Right.
been really nice.
Right.
So
So
Any
okay, so
reminders?
you started, and then you shortly met us,
yeah,
right? Through Serendipity. I remember us jumping on onboarding calls and this and
Yep.
that, and we were, you know, hashing it out, working out pricing and all that stuff. And, you know, what I'm really, really interested about, and I've never really even talked to you about this, been very curious. It's like, it started off, we got you onboarded, you're on there, then it's like kind of crickets, right? It's slow, right? And we expect that. You're just starting your business, right? And so it's just all like you're not gonna just have like shit come through the door immediately. But
I beg to differ.
some people can. Some people can.
No, not about that.
Yeah.
I don't think Amanda started off slow.
No,
Because Amanda and I used to talk a little bit more because we did the alcohol delivery,
Yeah.
right? And so, like, I don't know what you did, but I feel like you've always been so consistent. And I think it's because, like, the work you put in, right? Like, you can just tell when somebody's, like, putting in their work. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But you know, but then all of a sudden, we started seeing bookings, pour more. I was like, yo, what? But I've been wanting to stop and say, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I figured this is a good opportunity to kind of reveal some of that information if you're okay with it. But like, we saw a plethora of bookings coming from Pour More. And so it's, for us, it's all like, this is great because it was one of two things for me personally. It was, okay, one, you're starting off, right? So that's the first thing. Two, you're in Lake Elsinore. So it's not like you're in LA or there's a lot of things going on. So it's like, okay, that you're in a rural area. So that's a little difficult. And then three, like your pricing, it wasn't like you started off mad cheap or anything like that. You were like, you knew your worth. You're like, let's do this here, right? And maybe you made a few concessions, who knows? But like, from what I remember, it was just all like, hey, we're doing, you know, we're going to start off doing this here type of thing. So let's jump into that. Like, during those moments, what did you do?
So when I had first met Happiest Hours and I got on the platform, I was just starting, like, figuring it out. And before I got on the platform, I was using HoneyBook. So I continued using HoneyBook.
Right. I do remember. That's right.
And I feel like, so I've been in business for a year and 2 months. So I started April of last year. All last year, it was really about getting our name out there. Like I mean, you probably saw stuff on content, but it was a lot of like shoots that we did at my parents' house.
Gotcha.
You know, like to put content out there.
Making cocktails for the family or whatever. Yeah.
We did a lot of like bookings that weren't a lot of money because I really just wanted the booking.
Right. We all start there. Yeah.
I didn't know my worth, right?
But I love that you said that though. Right?
Yeah.
Keep on going. No, and I'll go back to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is I didn't know my worth, so I was on HoneyBook. It didn't have a pricing calculator how the platform has. The platform has, you set your price and that's your price, get your quote, generate quote, and that's it. You could adjust your pricing, obviously, but every time I got an inquiry, I was contemplating the quote, like, for hours. Like, should I charge a little more?
Yeah.
Should I charge a little less? Like, no, I want, like, let's
You
do
want
it.
the
Let's do it.
booking.
Yeah. Like, I could do this, I could do that. And so I didn't know, I really didn't know my worth at first. So I was doing everything through HoneyBook. Starting 2025, so the end of 2024, we're like, okay, what do we want for next year? Like, we dove in head first. Like, we're just doing the thing, right? And now it's like, let's put some goals out there. Like, what's our vision? What's our quarterly goals? You know, our year goal. How are we going to meet that?
You're saying our. I'm assuming you're including
Carlos and
this
I.
as
Yeah.
well.
It
Carlos is over here hanging out.
We literally sat like I think it was like in November. I made one of those I found on TikTok, but I made it one of those calendars where you can see 12 months on a poster board, and we mapped out how much we want to make for the year.
Good for
revenue,
you guys.
how much we want to do quarterly.
I love that.
And how many bookings it's going to take to get there.
Right.
And if we don't get those bookings, what are we going to do? Last year, we did a lot of like community, like local church night markets and stuff. And we made a few bucks, right?
Yeah.
But it was putting our name out there.
Yeah.
Really,
Right.
is what it was. So it's like, when we're not doing an event this year, let's go to a night market. Let's make a few bucks there. Yeah. So it was a lot of that.
That's cool.
I love that you say that. You know, only because I just recently got that question for bartending companies who are just beginning. They're like, you know, you want to get paid for what you're worth,
Right.
But we all have to start somewhere,
Yep.
and you can't get to where you're going without right? Investing some of yourself, and sometimes you have to do an event for not necessarily what you're worth, but that will lead to other opportunities,
Right.
right? I think of Yesenia, right? Right, was doing free events, free. His time, back break it, right, carry your stuff, deliver, pay the drivers, do the whole thing. But that led to paid events.
Yeah.
That led to us finding a mentor. That led to us getting into
So many
Techstars.
opportunities.
And so I always, when I'm talking to these bartenders, I am, I have to, while I'm like, get paid for what you're worth, but also you're beginning.
Right.
So it's okay not to
We
make a
all
lot
need
of
that
money.
like reality check at the
And
beginning.
Right.
For-
That's how we started.
Yeah.
For me, I wasn't a bartender, so I needed that experience.
You need your
Yeah.
at-bats.
I
Need
needed
your at-bats.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
So I did a lot of that, and I had to learn my worth. Really,
Right.
I had to learn because when I first started, I didn't really know what set me apart.
Yeah.
There wasn't a way to know yet because I wasn't doing it,
Right.
Right.
and now I do.
And it's a feeling. You know when
Yeah.
that time
When it's
comes.
ready,
Like,
yeah.
you know.
No, it's a very interesting thing, like CJ, what you're talking about, because it's like we hear it from both sides, right? We hear of like, some bartending companies, they're undervalue themselves, so it's messing up the market in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like you're exactly right. It's like, hey, you're just now starting. Like, how are you gonna? I've seen some bartending companies that are starting off, and they're starting off at Vivian's prices, and I'm like, when I'm on board, I'm like, you sure you want to do that? And then I've seen it to where it's like, you're not getting nothing. Like, you know what I mean?
I'm not
Like,
gonna lie.
You
There
might wanna-
was a point where I was like, okay, I cannot be higher than Vivian. Like, I would go, no, I'm not kidding. I would go on the platform and I'd be like, okay, no.
That's a compliment.
So then you go
I
back to that
promise
plastic
you.
bag.
I would be, or like messy. I'd be like, no. Like, I've just started. I cannot.
yeah, and not to say that Vivian's prices is astronomical.
No,
We're just saying
It's
that
just-
like there's value.
I'm pretty affordable, guys. Go and check me out. The
Go
Thirsty
check
Horse.
her out at
Yes,
Thirsty
but-
Horse. But she provides a lot of value in what she's doing, and
Mm.
so and she's done this, for a long time. So it's like the value is there, but like. It's a very interesting thing because I agree. Yeah. And to your point, like with like Yesenia, which is funny. I was just there like
That's
a
right.
few days ago.
Okay, well,
That's
who's
right.
Yesenia?
Yeah.
Yesenia.
I know,
Hi,
right.
Yesenia.
Yeah.
Shout out
Thank you.
Yeah, we
Yesenia.
appreciate you. We're at the center of this
Yeah.
episode. I hate talking about you. But that doesn't work for everybody.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, so we don't recommend just like giving away a bunch of free stuff. But I do think that you need to throw some stuff out there, but hopefully in a direction where there's a good chance of something coming out of it. Do your due diligence, do your homework, right? And that's what we did. Like at that time, I had Alana hit up. She had 10 micro influencers. We didn't go for the big guys.
Right.
We said go for the micros
Big
that
guys are
have
money.
that have, because they're used to that type of treatment.
Yeah. And
So
that's
they're
okay.
not going to do extras.
Need somebody who's gonna appreciate it.
They're going to appreciate it. They have a good network, and now once you go up there, you have to do a solid job, like a solid, as if you got paid for it.
Yeah.
You gotta execute.
And-
Yeah, you gotta show up just as good.
And now it's like, okay, she feels really good about recommending us to all of her network. And then that's when it tenfolded. That was the one thing. Look, we did this probably like 10 times, and it was probably 2 out of the 10 that actually kind of worked out.
I'm so happy you said that.
Yeah.
And that was another point I was gonna bring up, is that you can do all the research you can, and you should,
It's still a chance.
but there's no guarantee.
There's no guarantee.
There is no guarantee.
Right.
We've done it. We're like, oh my God, this person has like so many followers, and like they're powerful, and they say they're gonna do things,
Right.
and they don't do
They don't
Yeah.
do
things,
nothing.
right? Or they're just not a pleasure to work with, right?
Right.
And so when that happens, it's okay, right? Like you, but you have to risk. You have to take that risk,
Right.
right? Because honestly, 20%, 2 out of 10 working out, that can mean everything.
Right.
to you.
Right.
It only takes one person to be like, I'll take a chance on you.
Yeah.
Oh, you really wowed me. you know what? I do have a friend. That friend owns XYZ.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
That friend, and you're now.
You never
doing
know
all
when
their
that
parties.
one's going to be, so that's why you have to bring your A
Right.
game no matter what.
No
You're
matter
getting
what.
paid, you're not getting paid, you show up the same.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's
you
still your
show up the
product.
same.
Paid or not paid, whatever price you put out there, high, low, nothing, whatever it is, it's still your product that's out there in the world.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you let whatever you decide to do, a discount or whatever, affect your work ethic and what you're putting out there,
Yeah. Then
that's all bad.
Because it could be on you.
Yeah, you're tying your effort to the money, which is such a wrong thing to do because especially in our industry, there's other people there. It's not
Yeah.
just the host.
Yeah.
There's
Right.
others that are there
Right.
that you have the
You never
opportunity
know
to
who's
book.
watching.
You don't
Yeah.
know.
or really
never
the
know.
learning experience you take away from that is important. Like
Right.
I'll speak for myself. I did one event and I don't know why. It just resonates with me. I think it was one of my first basically free events. Nothing good came out of it. There was no money. There was no tips. There was no nothing. But I learned like, okay, this I won't be doing again.
Right,
And I'm okay
right,
with that.
right,
Yeah.
that's okay,
I won't
right.
be doing anything like
Wasn't
this
worth
again.
it,
I wouldn't.
yeah.
Yeah, it just wasn't worth it. There's a
learn.
takeaway at the end of the day,
Right.
no matter
Yeah.
what.
Always.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, you brought up a good point. It's still your product. It's still your service you're putting out there. So
Yes.
there was a time where I was like contemplating doing the signature cocktail package that I offer now. That's like pre-mint garnishes, my stuff, my juices, syrups. They're all like quality stuff. And then there was a time where I was offering that, and it was too high for people. Right? They wanted someone just to come with squirt.
Vodka soda.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
easy stuff.
And I was
RC
like,
Cola.
RC Cola.
Let me tell you, I'm so sorry to interrupt, but I was
Golly.
talking with my husband last night, looking up somebody, and I'm like, literally every reel I've seen, it's like RC Cola, Shasta strawberry soda for like their strawberry
We shop at a
margaritas.
99-cent store.
Oh no!
And
That
I
is
literally-
99 cents
Yeah,
store
and then I
brand.
was
And
like,
no,
who-
and no discredit.
I
to
mean,
that.
no,
Yeah.
hey, everybody has their own thing, but I was like, where does one purchase RC Cola nowadays?
99
so
cent
Dollar
store.
Tree, yeah.
Is it?
Dollar
Yeah, I know
Tree.
we're not.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
Dollar Tree.
Dollar Tree. I'm
Tree.
old.
Yeah.
I was like,
I
Dollar
got.
Tree's
I understood
99
you.
cents.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
understood you. Anyways, I'm sorry for anybody
No.
that likes RC Cola. It's fine.
And that makes sense because let's call a spade a spade. Let's be real. People move to the Inland Empire,
Yep.
Lake Elsinore, to save money.
Right. Right.
They don't come over here to have high quality garnishes and
craft
syrups and
cocktails
craft
with a
cocktails
Yeah,
and stuff like that.
bubbly
Even though
something.
people out here have money still,
Yeah.
but that's not the original mindset.
Right.
That's not like 8 out of 10 people are here to like, all right, I'm gonna do things on a budget. Let's
Right.
just be
Right.
honest,
Right.
right?
They're
So,
living.
but how did you handle that
So,
situation?
well, it was one of those things. Do I offer two packages? Do I offer like a well cocktail package and then a signature drink package? I did that for a little bit, but I was like, I don't enjoy doing this well.
Yeah,
I
you see, it
love
wasn't
Like, that
you.
is not
It
me.
wasn't you.
That's not me.
Yeah.
Didn't
Love
speak
it.
to who you
Yeah.
were.
It
Gosh,
was
I want
not.
to jump
Good
out
for
of this
you.
chair
Yeah.
right now. Give you a high
Do it.
five. I love that.
We'll do
Knock
it.
over
We'll do
the
it.
Yes. You know why? And look, there's nothing wrong with that. This is
No,
this
there
is
isn't.
like just a personal thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. But going back towards, it's not just the
Yeah.
host you're impressing. There's a lot of things that
yourself.
happens before
Yeah.
you actually show up. And the host is, according to your demographic and all that stuff, is trying
Yeah.
to save money, all those things, yada yada yada. And providing a well cocktail package could be one of the ways that you can get out there. However, how are you hurting yourself? When you show up and all those other guests are over there, they're like,
Right.
you're making these vodka sodas that I can do myself.
Yes,
Right,
So
exactly.
it's hurting your tips,
Yeah.
it's hurting your brand, it's hurting all of those things.
Future
And
bookings.
also, those guests don't know that that's what the host
Yeah.
wants it for.
Yeah.
Right,
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
They just assume that's what
Yeah,
you
it's tied
offer.
to me.
Yeah.
That's your
Right.
quality.
And you can't be like, well, your bride chose the
Exactly.
basic
Yeah.
B
Yeah.
drink.
Right,
Right.
right.
Exactly.
This is so good. So you decided to just, I'm sticking with this one
Yeah.
package. This is, if it's not this, I'm not doing it.
right. No,
That
that's
is cool.
exactly what it
That's
is because
good.
it makes it enjoyable for me to go. And
Right.
when people appreciate
Mm-hmm.
the taste
Yeah.
and the look, amazing. You
When
know?
they do the like,
Yes.
ooh,
That's what I look for.
this
Once
warms
they do
my
that, I'm like,
heart.
okay.
Yeah.
You're like when they take a sip, you're like, do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. What you gonna do next?
And then I'm like,
Yeah.
Carlos, they're not doing it. They're not
Yeah.
doing
Right.
it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I should have gone the other way.
Yeah.
No.
I love that so much because we're jumping into the realm of like where you got those all those bookings, right? And you've talked about how, look, you've done all these things. They didn't just happen overnight. Is pretty much what you're saying. You've done all these things in order to grow your brand in your, your immediate area. But I also want to know, for you to make this decision to go signature cocktails and stay at the pricing that you're at, there had to have been some kind of confidence that you've had when you're talking to these people, right? If you're talking to the person that wants the vodka cranberries and that type of experience, but you're all like, no, this is what I do. Talk to me more about that. Have you converted some of those people? I'm assuming you have. And like, how did you build that confidence to say, I don't do that type of thing?
I don't know.
Toughie.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a hard, heavy hitting.
Or was it a natural thing?
So it really is what, like, pour more, what I feel that we are going to bring, like, what aesthetic. Like, to me, it's a lot. Like, I enjoy setting up a bar. I enjoy the decor,
Right.
the personalization.
Okay, well, then I have a question.
Yeah.
This is something I was thinking of recently, and I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, that's okay.
Because this goes into pricing and what you're charging for or not. Your bar setups look super beautiful, so pretty, so chic. Do you bring that all along with you automatically? Do you charge extra for all the extra little zhuzh and the pretty stuff?
So just recently, I started charging for it.
Good for
Because
you.
it is an
girl.
extra.
It is, yeah.
And when I first started doing it, I just started doing it because it was beautiful. It was good for content. People wanted it.
Right.
And now it's and I personalize it. Like, I buy linen and I'm putting your initials on it.
Oh,
and
wow.
you keep it. Like, it's not mine, you know? So now I'm charging for the extra stuff.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, $100 extra? Perfect. Great.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
it's not much more, right?
Right.
It makes the setup so much
Right.
better.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you said, you personalize
Yeah.
it, which makes it all their own.
Right. And if you're losing that 100 once a week, every week through the year, that adds up.
It
That's
does.
it. Yeah.
And I'm not going to want to do it. Now
Right.
I'm going to spend the time
Yeah.
doing the whole cricket, you know, the whole thing.
Yeah.
You're
Right.
invested.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, that's great. And I guess I'm trying to, like, pinpoint a specific scenario, and I felt like you probably have gone through this. But the customer that's calling you that wants that vodka cranberry experience, and you're essentially saying, I don't do that, or no. Have you been through that yet? Or, like, tell me a little bit about that if you have.
So I think there was a moment where I was offering, I've never done a vodka cranberry event.
Right.
But there was a point where I was offering it
Got it.
compared to the signature cocktail.
Okay.
And also, I didn't really think that the price cost difference was much.
I
It's
see.
not
I
that-
really
see.
didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and they said, you know, there was a couple times where it's like a no, like, no, I don't want. I got no's for the when I offered both packages,
Oh,
and they
interesting.
said no.
They still said
They
no.
still said no. I don't
regardless.
know if it was too much or just not. They still said no.
Got it.
So then I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this. Like, I
Right.
don't want to offer this anymore.
I
It was
see.
really just one of those, or I do the signature cocktail package, and then if you want additional mixers, because I do get that question. Well, what if my guests want
Right.
other drinks other than
Right.
the 3
And
cocktails?
then that's an add-on.
Then it is
Yeah.
an add-on.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
and most of the time they don't do the add-on, and if they do, it was pointless because 3 drinks on a menu is enough.
Yeah.
100%.
Like, that's what I
It is,
say.
yeah.
I always say, like,
It's part of your sales pitch.
Yeah. It's a
letting
happy
people
medium.
know. Yeah.
you know, it's
Right.
not 2, it's 3.
Right.
It's
Right.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
That's absolutely perfect. And I love that you do the add-on for the additional mixers.
Mm-hmm.
For people who are not bartending companies, I'd say it's usually 2 people out of the party who are
Yeah.
like, I just need a Jack and Coke.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's 2 people.
It
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and I see it all the time, you know, where people really think that, hey, I'm gonna save so much money by going with this cranberry vodka
Right.
and these well drinks, and that's just simply not the case. I recently had a bride, and she was like, "Yeah, I threw out some pricing for a couple of bartending companies," and she's like, "Look, I'm a doctor. Yeah, I make $100 an hour,
No.
and what you're charging
Whatever.
is like $50 an hour for a bartender. I just can't make." And I was like, "See, you're just looking at the 3 hours.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right.
What you're not calculating is, right, when you're doing craft cocktails, you ladies know You have to go source that.
Yeah.
Right.
You got to go to Restaurant Depot.
You have to go juice
Restaurant Depot don't
80
let
billion
anybody,
cucumbers.
right?
Thank
Or
you.
you
Cucumbers.
talk about
exactly.
dehydrated fruit.
This is time.
right? It is time.
Yeah.
You got to make your syrups,
Yes.
Right.
right? And so there is already 2-3 hours before anything.
Before
Yeah.
anything.
On
Right.
average, it's 5 to 7.
Sorry, yeah.
5 to 7
Like
hours.
gas,
Way more
driving
than
back and forth.
No, I'm
Yeah.
thinking 2-3 hours just for the shopping.
Right,
Yeah.
right, right,
Yeah.
right.
And
Right?
let me tell you right now, you can never find everything you need on
At
your
one-
list at
yeah,
Restaurant
at
Depot
one place.
in one
Yeah.
shop.
No, no,
You
no.
gotta go to
Bro,
multiple
you have to go to
places.
Drives
multiple
me
Right.
crazy.
And so when people are like, "Oh, well, I just have to do it myself," and I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
"Good luck on your scavenger hunt."
Yeah.
Right?
I have a
Because we
confession.
know.
I've never been to Restaurant Depot.
Oh, don't worry, you're not
Duh,
missing
yeah.
out.
It's
crazy.
so far
It
from
is
me.
far from you. That's
that's
true.
true.
It's either
That's
San
true.
Marcos,
Yeah.
which is like
Right.
an
That's
hour and a half,
right.
2
Or
hours.
Colton, which
Yeah.
is
Colton is
far.
San
Right,
Dimas.
right,
No,
right.
So
Diamond
should
Bar.
I go to Restaurant Depot? I'm like,
No.
Let me tell you, it's a
If it's a
love-hate
bigger event.
relationship. It's a love-hate relationship. You can find some neato stuff there.
Yeah, the lines are solid.
I don't
Decent
know.
pricing on
I
limes.
need them, and that's what keeps me going.
Yeah.
I
You're
need
not
them
too
bags,
far, though.
I need those bags of mints, which
Right.
I don't understand why Kaiser. I'm sorry, Costco. My drinks are kicking in.
The other
Costco
corporate?
Business Center carries those big bags of every like herb you need except for mint.
except
for
mint.
mint.
Yeah, that's so
Yes,
true.
it drives
In
me
the cold
crazy.
ass section. Why do I go to the cold section right after I go to the
Yeah,
gym?
there's
I got
basil,
shorts
right?
on.
There's
I got a
oregano,
tank top on. I'm
there's
like, "Ugh."
cilantro, every single
Right.
one. Not mint.
Man,
But
I
no
remember like it was
Yeah.
yesterday. I was in that cold ass section
It's
with my
huge.
gym clothes on, and I was like, "There's got to be mint in here somewhere." And I'm looking, I'm like, "Dude, I'm cold as shit."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Where's this mint at?"
No,
I see
nowhere
no
to be
mint.
found. They have a whole rack of lamb, like the lamb is
Right,
there hanging,
right.
but no mint.
Right? No, that's
Does anybody know where we can request? Who works at Costco?
right.
Where can we put our request? in?
Right. No,
Anywho,
but-
long story for why I keep going back to Restaurant Depot, the mint.
Right.
It's
They,
the
they
mint.
do have a
It's the
ton
mint.
of it over there
Solid
too.
mint
Yeah.
and edible flowers.
And
Yeah.
edible flowers.
Those are the
Yeah.
2 things I would say Restaurant Depot is clutch for. So for those of you guys,
Got to do it.
find yourself a Restaurant Depot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, but CJ, you brought up a really good point, right? For the doctor that doesn't quite understand, and
Yeah,
you know,
the
these are.
value.
I always get interested in these situations because I sit back. I'm like, do I try to convince you and tell you why I'm valuable or why you want to go in this direction, or I just say, hey, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Like, just go.
Yep.
And there's always like, depending on who I'm talking to, I may sway in either direction. But that's a very like interesting, situation. Because I've had situations where I'm like, oh, that makes I understand where you're coming from. Hey, I have somebody that can like can help you out. Like, hey, we don't do that. Like everything is
Yeah.
from scratch. I do let them know that, hey, what we're doing is something quality. You're talking about a dive bar experience. I'm talking about a speakeasy.
Right.
Like, so that's,
Right.
and that's okay. I have fun at dive
there's a crowd
bars
for
too. That's
everybody.
totally
Yeah.
fine. It's just, I don't operate a dive bar.
Right. Right.
So like, let me get you somebody that operates a dive bar, and that's okay. But then throughout those conversations, like, but I kind of want the speakeasy, and
Yeah,
so
right.
and then
Yeah.
that's what kind of happens a percentage of the
That's
times,
exactly
which
what
is
happens.
interesting.
They want the
Right.
speakeasy bespoke experience on the dive bar. price.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you can't have right now,
I
but
can't blame them. I want first class for
True.
coach. For
Right.
coach prices.
yeah, right.
I want a
So
Rivian
true.
for my Honda price.
You mean the Vivian?
The Rivian
Yeah.
for Vivian. You
Yes.
guys, let's make this happen. Everybody out there,
That's gonna happen.
Take it to the
manifest.
Viv.
That's gonna happen. All right, let's get back into it. So because I'm trying to land this plane.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
sorry, guys.
You're
We've been gone for a while.
I know.
We knew this was
We're
gonna
catching
happen.
up. We're all catching up.
Squirrels.
This is low key catching up
Squirrels.
too. While we keep drinking these lovely drinks.
Yes.
But okay, so you have the this didn't happen overnight. You're building your brand. Then there's an influx of bookings. Is there anything else that you're doing around the time when the bookings are coming in? Are you using any platforms? I think you mentioned the Knot
Yeah.
at one point. Like, what else are you doing in order to get these bookings?
So I would say the number one thing is like organic bookings. It's really word of mouth.
Right.
Big family friend group that I have, family and friends. Every time I post something, they're reposting, and I'm like
that's nice.
so
Yeah.
grateful. Like, and then it's also I'm on the Knot.
Okay.
The Knot, I've gotten 2 bookings from the Knot.
Ever since you joined them.
Ever since I joined, and I
Okay.
joined in the beginning of the year.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So the beginning of the year,
We're
we're like,
halfway
okay,
in,
what
yeah.
are we investing in? Like,
It is, the knot is an investment.
Yeah.
And are you doing their top tier plan,
No.
or is it okay? You went with their
I
like
didn't
lower
do
or
the
middle.
top tier because it's only 2 pages.
I see.
I do feel that like when people are shopping for something for their wedding, they're gonna shop. You know, they're not just gonna stick to the first page. Like if
Right.
I'm looking for someone, I'm gonna look for someone who matches the aesthetic I want to bring for my wedding.
Right.
So we did, the lower package. So we still got the 2 bookings, and then we also we did a wedding expo.
Okay. Was that local to you?
Yes, so it was in
Temecula?
Temecula.
Okay.
Yeah, it was so perfect.
Okay.
It was down the street from us. We took the trailer. We did get a couple bookings from there, but I think I obviously wanted the leads and all that, but I think the biggest thing was that was the first time I was able to set up my trailer for a wedding and like put what we offer out there.
Yeah.
I see.
And then since I really had that post on Instagram, I've been getting a lot of Instagram
Oh, good. Yeah.
See,
inquiries.
The trickle effect.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Social media, yeah.
So no, there's a lot of good nuggets out of here. So one, and it's important for people to think about this. So the knot, the plan that you did, on average, how much does it cost a month?
I think it's like $100 a month.
$100 a month. Okay, and you started in the beginning of the year, January. We're in June now, so let's say you spent $600 on that. You got 2 bookings out of it. So you have to think of like, okay, out of those 2 bookings, how much did I profit?
Right.
Right, and so it's like, okay, did those 2 bookings cover the $600?
Yeah.
That I've spent already, and this is that like kind of like LTV to CAC, like all that stuff that people, you got to kind of think about these things and see if it makes sense. Now, yourself and Vivian, you guys handle weddings, right? And even though you guys open to do other events and stuff, but I know you mentioned that you're focusing on weddings, and that's what you want to focus on. So I think it makes sense to like get on the knot, have more of a presence on the knot. Hopefully, as you have more ratings and stuff like that through the knot, you'll get more than 2 bookings in 6 months, right? Maybe you'll get 3 or 4. Was there, any form of how many leads? I guess I'm curious. On average, do you feel like you got a lot of leads from the knot?
I felt like when I first started, I got a lot.
Interesting.
And now it's like slowing down.
Well, this
a
year has
bit.
been slower for
It's been
sure.
slow, yeah.
Yeah.
This year has been slower.
I did want to mention though, before I paid or started the knot, I called. So I saw that Messi was on there,
Right.
the Messi bartender.
Right.
Shout out to Roman.
Shout out to Roman. But I asked him like, hey, do you think, because it was expensive,
Right,
you know?
$100 a month. That's
And
substantial.
that was the lower package. So I was like, is it worth it? And he got on a call with me and he was like, if you do this, like it depends what he was amazing. I was like so grateful for that.
the community.
Yeah, and he was like, if you put in the work, it is going to be worth it for you. He's like, for me, he said for him it's worth it.
Right.
You put in the work, and I think he's been doing it for quite some time now.
Yep.
And he does get a lot of bookings through it.
Through there.
So, I was confident in putting in that investment. But just the point of like having the bartending community with Happiest Hours, like I would have never known Messi.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Right. No, that's fantastic. No, that's really good. I'm trying to think like with weddings, especially, and this is for you as well, Vivian. Obviously there's venues. You guys are doing stuff at a lot of venues. Like, have you tried to build a relationship with the venue, and how has that kind of worked out? You know these venues that like how you get in the venue can be multiple directions, right? It probably was driven by the
Good working
the host that
relationship,
was trying to hire you guys, and the venue was okay with bringing in anybody. But sometimes you have venues that have preferred bartenders, and they really try to swing things in that direction. How have you tried to build a relationship with those venues out in where you live?
We've tried messaging them. Carlos is really good about he'll give me a list and he's like, these are their Instagrams, this is how you message them. And I've tried doing the messaging thing. I've never really gotten a response that way though.
It's hard sometimes. It's just
Yeah.
persistence.
Yeah.
Persistence, that's key.
Persistence, not rude persistence.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a, hey, I'm still
points.
here,
Yeah.
just so you know.
Yeah. Throw a donut in their direction.
Yeah, right. Let's bring you a little
Yeah.
mixer. Yeah, it's persistence, because people drop off of their preferred lists over some time.
Right.
If you've been in their eyesight over time, it's like, hey, well, I remember.
Mm.
Pour more. Let's see where she's at. She reached out to us before. So, yeah, it's just really, there's so many companies out there, and, you just have to wait for your turn to be
Right.
able to have your standout moment, and then,
Right.
boom, you're in.
Right.
And then once you're in, if you're one of their one and onlys, as long as you continue to show up and show out, then that's just guaranteed work for
Right.
a while, which we
Yeah.
have a couple of venues that we are their one and only.
Yeah.
How did
And
you
with it-
get to be them?
Networking, which we also always go through. So making sure you're working with like your planners, having them introduce you. It doesn't even have to be the planner, the florist. Hey, I have somebody. I think for my 2 venues that I am just their one and only, started off of doing a styled shoot at their place. Just doing a styled shoot, and then, hey, let's bring you in for one event, and then just doing well enough working with the team that they were,
Yeah.
hey, let's have you just keep coming for a while. And then we've had, and I think we've talked about it before, where my venues that I'm the one and only, they tried, to save, be
Yeah,
budget
yeah.
friendly. Things
Right.
just didn't work out, and
Yeah.
like, okay, never mind.
We're
just gonna
not
quit.
doing
Get
that
reminded
again.
why they go
Yeah,
with you.
why they,
Grass
yeah,
isn't always
yeah.
greener,
The
right?
other thing that I think that you've always said that I thought was, absolutely fantastic idea is getting to know the other vendors.
Yeah, it's
Because
100%.
other
You have
vendors,
to.
right?
Yeah.
They have clients
Big
and
time.
they're
They're
maybe
gonna refer
going to
you
that
always.
vendor
Yeah.
first
Right.
Yeah.
before,
Mhm.
right? Like what we were just talking about closing Atletico
Right.
Madrid,
Right.
and that was through
Did you hear that, everybody? What did you get? What did you close? Say it a little louder.
secret.
Yeah.
Ryan's been working hard.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
working on it, but yeah.
But it came from they went to one vendor,
Right.
voiced their frustrations
Right. About another vendor.
about another vendor,
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
and then that vendor was like, I might have somebody for
Yeah,
you.
Right.
forever, always,
Right.
it will be your vendors. And for the longest time, like, we developed this really cool just group of vendors. It was the cake, the makeup, the florists. And literally, it got to
everything.
the point where I'd show up to a wedding and it was all of us every
Right,
time. Yeah, it was the
right.
same wedding crew
Yeah.
every
Yeah.
single time.
Right.
So it's really just that. And I'll have to admit, because I've been so blessed to be so busy. This last year, I haven't networked with my vendors as much as I used to. So, my relationships have. No, wait, I'm saying that wrong. It's just I'm not seeing that same group of people as much as I used to.
Right.
Because
Yeah.
now, like, well, Viv hasn't been because she's so busy here. Let's, which
Yeah.
is fine.
Those are
But it's a
problems
good
to have.
reminder
But
to
yeah.
like even a simple
You
text.
can never
or
stop. Or
Yeah,
it's a
as-
good reminder. It
Networking
doesn't have
is
to be
forever.
Yeah,
a
networking
big
will be
full
forever.
thing, but sometimes it could just be a check-in.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
you
kind of
have to
thing.
be.
Yeah, no, I think that's fantastic. Gosh, no, there's so much good stuff that can come out of relationships, when you're kind of out here hanging out with vendors, doing all that good stuff, doing your venue stuff. And I think the biggest thing that you've done, Vivian, that I've seen is talking their language as well. So sometimes when you're on calls with venues, you're not talking to the host.
Yeah.
You're talking for things in their interest.
Right.
Like, hey, we do things this way.
Yeah.
If they're drunk,
Yeah.
we stop. Like
You got to tell
you
them
gotta-
what they want to hear before they ask it.
Right.
Because
You've
they're
done a
like,
great
bam,
job at
she knows
that.
what
She
she's
knows
doing.
what she's
Yeah.
talking about.
And that's my speech.
Yeah.
Whether
Right.
it's to a venue or a potential client, I'm answering every potential question within my first minute.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
just get all that info out there so they're like, oh, she does know what. Yeah.
Right. That's
does
such a
what she's
huge
doing,
thing.
yeah.
It shows your experience, you know what you're doing, and you're looking out for their interest.
Mm-hmm.
Us as bartenders, we're working with multiple different parties, right? You got especially for weddings, you got the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
event planner, you got the actual bride and groom
Yeah.
who's actually paying for this stuff.
Yeah.
Then you got the actual venue, and it's just like you all
And the
got you
caterer.
kind of
and
have to.
It doesn't
cater to
mean
them in a
you're not the
different way.
florist, but at some point you're gonna come in contact with the florist, and
Right.
hey,
Right.
if she's willing to put a pretty flower arrangement on my bar to make me look prettier, it's just it
Right.
doesn't matter how meaningless it may seem to be, it'll help you and it'll
Right.
help them, you know.
I love it.
Respect.
I love
Yeah.
it. Guys, this is great. We're going to go on a quick break. We'll finish this up right after the break. Go on a little potty thing, and then we'll be right back.
Body thing.
Go on a little potty
thing. All right, this is exciting. So we're gonna like switch it up a little bit. So first, Viv got some cool little this or that questions for you. You're the first one. There's been a lot of firsts with you coming on. We got this new clapping thing going on.
New clapping thing. We got new
pulled out
seats.
We
We got
pulled
new
out a
seats.
bottle of Forta.
Ryan has never
right?
pulled out a bottle of Forta for me, okay?
I feel really special.
Okay,
guys.
you are very special, my dear. You are
Can't
very
even get Ryan
special.
to give us water.
Sure. He gives
Good
us
luck.
Zevia, which he
Yeah.
got for free.
It's true. This is true.
Anywho, okay, so we're
beginnings.
gonna go like a rapid fire this or that. Spit it out, and if anything catches your eyes, we'll, pick your brain and see why or why not. Okay, first question. Would you rather use a broken shaker tin or a leaky pour spout? That's a good one.
That's a good one.
That's like Chinese water torture.
A broken
for both.
shaker tin or a leaky
Pour spout.
Leaky pour spout.
Right,
leaky
Yeah.
pour
right.
spout.
I agree.
It's a little bit coming out.
Yeah, because then you
know?
can also
Stand
like
that.
use your jigger and
or grab. Yeah.
take it off.
Right,
You
yeah.
know. Yeah.
Bartend for a celebrity or a billionaire? Would you rather bartend for a celebrity or a billionaire? I mean, do they
They're
go,
like
that
one
go
and
like
the
hand in
same
hand?
for me.
Nah.
There are a lot
That's
of
a
billionaires
no-brainer
we've
for me.
never heard their names.
Okay, a celebrity, right? Because there'll be other celebrities there that I may or may not know
Oh,
that
okay.
could hire
Yeah,
me
it's
for
that.
their events.
Right, like George
See,
Clooney,
she's
Matt
already-
Damon
She's already
shows
taking
up.
advantage of networking.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. Okay.
Okay, use fresh citrus all night or bottled juice.
Do I have to like juice the citrus there?
I'm gonna say yes.
Oh, I don't know. Pour more. I would do half and half. Like I would do half fresh and half
I don't think. I think you have
no,
to pick
It's
one.
this
You
or that. You
can't.
gotta pick one out.
Yeah, you should say-
Pre-bottled
she should be a
juice or
politician.
fresh
Yeah,
citrus.
you're right. Right. She was like, "Is it A or B?" She said C.
It also depends how many people are there.
It's this or that, girl. You
Okay.
cannot break down the question.
I'm gonna say fresh citrus.
Yeah.
Just makes my cocktails a little better.
Okay, this one I like this question, but I don't like the that. I think it's kind of lame. Maybe we can come up with a better that. Would
Okay.
you rather break a bottle of top shelf tequila or spill juice on your iPad?
Spill juice on my iPad.
Yeah, you right. I think
Yeah.
that was kind
Yeah.
of lame. Can you imagine?
I
Like,
don't know.
I don't
Can you
know,
imagine
though.
I don't
drop?
know.
What if you just got the
iPads ain't
iPad
cheap.
and it's the latest
Yeah.
version?
What if
iPad
you
ain't
have
cheap.
insurance? You could replace the iPad.
You can if you were.
Who are
if you
we
paid for it.
breaking the top shelf tequila?
I
in
mean, if
front
it's a
of?
bottle
Yeah,
of
and whose
Forta,
iPad is it?
Is it
Right.
right?
It's here says your
If it's
iPad.
my
Oh,
son's
okay.
iPad, sorry, bro. Like,
True.
That would
You
be
can
like the
even blame
biggest
him.
sinking
Right.
feeling.
Oh,
Let's just say these people that treasure their prize glace azul
Right.
bottle.
Right,
No,
right.
that
If you
happened to
drop
me.
it and it breaks in it, the sinking
I know.
feeling
And the
and
sound
you did
of your
it.
Yeah.
gut.
And everyone
you
turns.
did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, the breaking makes it worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's the
Oh,
one thing as a
gosh.
bartender.
You're
Like,
like,
bro, you're the bartender. How'd you do that?
I have accidentally spilled someone's top shelf whiskey before.
No.
Like
yeah.
Blue Label.
Would you rather
And
have
like
done
ha-
the iPad thing at
No,
that point?
I still would take my iPad.
Oh.
My
And it seems like it when it does happen, if it does happen, it always happens in like slow mo.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The bottle
like,
drops in like a 2-minute increment,
Right.
and then you're watching, and for some reason the whole party got silent. So
Yeah.
yeah, oh gosh, it sucks.
Wild.
Spotlight goes on you.
Okay, let's see. Drive 1 hour for a loyal client, or stay close for a new one.
Ooh. That's a really good one.
Ooh.
We might have to keep these.
Drive
I know what
I know
what my
loyal
answer
or
is.
stay close for new.
Yep.
That is really hard.
Rapid fire.
Sorry, loyal. I'd probably keep the loyalty.
Our heads are in the same spot. Loyalty all
sure.
day.
Yeah.
Alrighty, there was a good one here that I'm trying to find. Deal with the gross, flirty uncle or the Karen client?
Ooh.
Probably the Karen.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have
The
these
Karen.
problems.
Yeah. Heck
Yeah.
no.
No gross flirty uncle for me.
Yeah, there's plenty of those. Okay, let me get you one more. Create the cocktail menu or execute someone else's menu.
Create.
Yeah.
Create your own.
100%.
You
Look
get
at
a
that
pass.
good answer.
You get a pass.
You needed like a timer here.
Rapid fire. 3,
I
2,
thought
1.
the hour long for the for the retaining client or a new client. That's a really good
That's
one.
a hard-hitting question.
What's the context? Is it like you had either or as an option, like you're gonna get booked,
Right.
like, and you have a new client that's in the bag, but then this retaining client's in the bag too.
See,
Loyalty.
I take loyalty every time
Right.
because loyal means that you've booked me multiple times before.
Right.
Well, and speaking
I'll
of
come for you
that,
anytime.
I have a good story from one of my events this Saturday. Another one of these recent last-minute bookings. They booked like 5 days out. Showed up, beautiful event, and as I'm bartending, I get a text message from a previous loyal client, and she's texting me a screenshot of a picture of me bartending at that party.
Oh, creeper.
And so it was like, well, no, it was like her daughter.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was
Where
like her
somebody
daughter
was
that's at
there.
that party, and she
Right.
was like, just so you know, you're our number one.
Was it a
that's cool.
referral? Did she
It was
refer you
like
to
a
that?
referral, yeah. So we
Wow.
originally did her wedding, and then we've done like her family's birthday party, and then somebody
It
else.
just snowballed. From
And
there.
then this last
That
minute week,
loyal
like, hey, we
client.
need a bartender. Does let's find a bartender.
Yeah.
I know, the thirsty horse.
That's
yeah.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
you become family at
You
some
really
point,
do.
right?
You
So,
really do.
Yeah,
You see
saw
it
me
all.
bartending
Yeah.
this weekend.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You don't want those problems.
Oh, you would?
When I'm bartending, you don't want those
Oh
problems.
gosh. Actually, I did see a picture of you bartending this last weekend, and I might have texted Alana like, "Is CJ okay? What's
is he
going
doing?
on?
Yeah.
Does he need money? I mean, you could ask."
Right.
My back hurts. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But talk about the name, right? You want to?
Yeah, which
You
brought
raised a
us
great
to
question.
Another question while on break. Where did the name Pour More come from?
Pour more. So I knew I wanted the whole family thing, putting all of our work and love into this thing. I knew I wanted something that was like near and dear to my heart. I knew I wanted something kind of Spanish, if not, the Latina thing. It was around Valentine's, and I was like writing down adjectives and all this stuff on a piece of paper. I had a different name before. It was like Reveling Rose. But not many people knew what reveling means.
Right.
Yeah, so I was like, nah, that's not a good one.
System.
Yeah. So
Hey, I did all right.
she did good.
What does
I
reveling
did
mean?
all right. She's quiet. Nobody asked.
ChatGPT.
And so then chat, I
What
was
does reveling?
so it was like, okay, love, and then I was just writing a bunch of stuff. Love, and then amor came, and then I asked chat, put stuff together for me, and then it came up.
Wow.
I like
That
how
is
you
re-
refer to chat
Yeah,
like the homie.
like a
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
So I asked the
Chat.
homie
Yeah.
chat, like, yeah, that's awesome.
He's our
Clearly.
it is our
Right.
underpaid employee.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So,
right.
So I
Our
was like,
best,
put
hardest
together
working one.
something that is like, family oriented. I love love. It's around Valentine's. It was literally like 2 days before Valentine's where I was like, more and more.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So
That's
when
cool.
you roll up to events, do you play "When the Moon Hits Your Eye" like a
Well,
midnight
that's
goodbye?
Italian,
No.
amor.
So-
Amore.
Amore is Italian. It's amor.
Oh,
Spanish.
what education system failed you now?
I took French in public school, not Spanish.
Or Italian.
Yeah. Well, I think it fits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I like the
Seriously.
poor part, right?
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
just like my wife, poor mommy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
Yeah.
play on words there. So that's super cool. I want to jump into, the platform, right? And how it's helped you and how you're using it. I think that's the big question. Like everyone kind of uses it in their own way. And I think there becomes a moment where it just like clicks for people. Like, oh, this is how I kind of get things done. And it normally happens after their first like booking or two. And they're like, this works. So tell me more about that. Like first, you kind of talked about it throughout, like
Yeah.
how it's helped you with pricing and keeping things consistent. But talk about anything and how it's helped you. I'm curious how, from talking to a customer that's inquiring about your services and then you using the platform and then booking the platform, like walk us through that process.
Yeah. So when I first started, I was doing the thing where I was like sending the link for them to fill it out. It was not working very well. It was like, well, how do I do that? So I just, when they inquire, I'm asking the questions to be able to generate the quote for them through the platform.
Right.
So I ask those questions, generate a quote, PDF style. I'm like, do you want it emailed or do you want it sent text? I send it via text, email,
or both,
right? So, and then a little bit with like the liquor, the alcohol portion. I do like to give them both quotes, one that has alcohol and one that doesn't.
I love
Good
that.
for you.
I love that.
Yeah, because, if I'm just sending the alcohol one, they're just seeing the total end number.
Yes.
Bartending service and alcohol, and they're like, whoa.
That's a huge thing. I never even really thought about that. And I know it's a little bit more work up front.
An extra 5 minutes.
Yeah, right. It's a little bit more work, right? It's not much, but it makes total sense because, look, people aren't used to what we've created here is something different, right? Everyone's used to, you get your bartending service costs, and then here's a shopping list. Right. And then people spend money on the alcohol after. And it's all separate transactions. They don't see it as one big transaction. So now when they see it with the alcohol, people are like, yo, that is way more money than I thought. When you're like, actually, if you put it all together,
you're spending this money.
You're going to spend this money. And it's actually better because of like, we take back the booze and all that stuff. So interesting. Very, I'm glad you said that. Now I'll actually help people out.
That's a great key that you mentioned. Sending both options. And I think because customers need to just need to know the options are available. Right. And I think that's just another sign of professionalism. So like kudos to you for doing that. And also I love what you said in the beginning, which is in the beginning you were sending out the link, having your customer do work.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
The
Never
easier,
make
the
your
better.
customer work to pay you.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Right. Like
you make it as simple as possible. Right.
Send me the link and let me know where I want to pay.
Right.
Like it's just that easy.
Yeah. My rule of thumb with this is that if the customer is contacting you, you have to make their life the most easiest thing possible. That means you go on the platform, you select everything. You want to just get that link in their inbox to where all they have to do is open and pay. Because you also don't know when they're going to want to pay. And if you make them do more, when they're ready to pay and you have to make them do work, they can just get turned off and you're like, I'm going to go somewhere else and figure this out. But if you give them that link and you have that conversation, they have the link, you don't know when they're going to strike. But as long as you give them the opportunity to strike, you're more than likely you're golden. However, we are building the platform in a way where you get random bookings, like what Vivian got, and we're going to even make that even easier to where that's where we're going to talk to everybody. Like, hey, make sure you update your schedules because there's going to be a point. And we did this purposely because I know this is new for the bartending community as well. Everyone's used to like, okay, you got an inquiry. I can check who's available. Make sure I can look my calendar, look at this and that. So like to just get a random booking coming, you're like, oh, snaps, I got to figure out. Right. But so we purposely did it this way to ease people into it. But there's going to be a moment in time where in about 3 to 6 months, we're going to pump some eyeballs into Happiest Hours. And you guys are just going to get randomly booked. And that's why staying on top of your scheduler is going to be so key to make sure, because those are good problems to have. Who doesn't like $2,000 just coming to your bank account randomly? And you're like, you might have to figure some stuff out, but you're like, shoot, we'll figure it out.
I miss those. Waking up, $2,000.
Well, now you're going to have me in anticipation for the next 3 to 6 months. Right? You can't tell me little things and then just like, I'll tell you later.
We'll let everybody know before we start doing it.
There'll be an announcement. Yeah, we'll do
I mean, you told me something earlier, and like 45 seconds later, I'm like, I can't. I'm coming out of my skin right now. Just tell me now.
Right.
I'm so impatient.
Yeah, no, and I think, CJ, you brought up another really good point that we've never really asked anybody on the podcast. when you're talking to your customers about the alcohol piece, like, how are you explaining that to them? Because it can come across as confusing. It can, or maybe you're like, oh no, all my customers get it. Like, I don't know, but like, that's what we see sometimes. And,
when
I'm
I
curious.
first started trying to explain the alcohol, I was confusing them a little because I'm like, okay, it's 2 transactions. You're paying for this and that and that. So now I just do the 2 quotes like, hey, I could provide alcohol as well. The good thing is if you don't use it, we take it back to the vendor. No, you don't lose it. And that's the thing. And actually, recently, you guys, I think you did, or one of you mentioned on the podcast that like Costco doesn't take back alcohol.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't know that. And I was like, oh, so that's another selling point I have.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like Costco does not take back alcohol.
Right.
You can take it back with us.
You got it. It's so great. Like, I even talked to like some head guys at like Bevmo, and they don't take any form of returns from what they told me.
Yeah.
I feel like every location is a bit different. Some people are a little bit more gray about it. Like, they might take it, but you're taking the risk. Right.
Yeah.
Like, or are they going to take it
no
or are they not?
guarantees.
So,
Lock
okay.
us in.
Yeah.
Right.
And especially with weddings, I think it's been a little easier to convince them for the alcohol.
Right.
They don't want to worry. Like you don't want to worry about that a couple days before.
Right.
You're dealing with so many vendors,
and that's the way you deliver it to them.
Yeah.
Let us
Right.
make your life
Convenient.
easier.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
That's such a good point.
Yeah.
Right. No, this is great. This is fantastic. You've been an absolute champ on this podcast, just sharing with everybody. And, I think that's what makes the community great is that we're all super open. I spent this money on this. I did this. This didn't work, but this is working now. I had to do a whole year of this before I started seeing some traction. Like, all those things are real. So we appreciate that. Is there anything else we want to like hear from Amanda, or anything you want to bring up, Amanda? Like, anything top of your mind?
Just thank you guys for the podcast.
Yeah.
When I first started, like really, I listened to podcasts a lot. So I was on Spotify, like looking for how to start a mobile bar on YouTube. And I really couldn't I found one, but it was like, they did like 2 videos and that was it.
Right.
But you guys have really, and even already being in it, I'm like always taking nuggets from you guys. Like
We got a
good.
lot of nuggets to share.
you do.
Yeah.
And also thank you to you. So the way I like handle inquiries now on the Knot really, is I was challenged with how to respond to inquiries. Like, people reach out and the people on the Knot are reaching out to tons of vendors, right?
They are.
So how am I going to stand out to them?
Right.
And I think you're like, here's my number, send me a text when you're ready to talk.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I've been doing that, and I've been getting calls
Oh,
like,
good. I'm glad. You're welcome.
Look at
but
that.
like stuff like that. Like,
Yeah.
Gems.
Little nuggets,
Yeah.
right? Just
Yeah.
switch it up, and but it does take you to try them out,
Right.
right? It's the
Right.
execution piece. We
Right.
can listen to all this advice. If you don't do it on your next inquiry or whatever,
Yeah.
it's all for naught. So
I think that's what makes giving advice so much easier, because advice really is free, and it's your sweat, your time
Right.
that
Yeah.
you have to put
You
into
make it work. Yeah.
to make it work. And sadly to say, I'd say 60-70% of people are not going to do it.
exactly
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
The answers are right here.
Yep.
We're right
Yeah.
here. We're
Yep.
sharing them,
Because
right?
it is work.
But
Yeah.
it is work.
It is
It's
work.
work. And you have to be willing to do it.
Yeah.
So thank you for doing the work, and making us look great by executing every time you're out. Also, shouts out to Carlos.
Hey,
The
go give
unseen
some
hero in the
love.
background over there,
Yeah.
Carlos.
Seriously,
No.
right? Like, it really does
It takes
take
a village.
team
It
and
does.
It
a
takes a
village.
village.
And without it, you can't do it. Like,
Right.
I see people who are like, yeah, I just do it by myself, and I'm like,
I don't know how.
Yeah.
your life must suck.
Right.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I mean-
yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not lying. Yeah, because there's no one I know
It's
that's
just either
successful.
okay. If you're alone, like who's cheerleading for you?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know,
100%.
it may not
Yeah.
need
Everyone
physical
needs
help,
a
but
hand.
yeah.
We
Right.
needed hands.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a hand, and no one should ever be out there alone. And that's why we're here. Right?
Yeah. 100%.
We got you.
Yeah,
we got
and when
you.
there's moments where you mess up, we all
Yeah.
mess up. We all do something. Damn, I shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
But like you can.
But none of
always
us have
talk to
spilled
us.
that top shelf bottle of
Yeah.
tequila, right?
Yeah.
Not
Hey,
tequila.
hey, I haven't done that yet. No, this has been great, guys. But thank you again. Guys, tune in. We'll have more stories about actual mobile bartenders that are doing it. What are they doing differently when it comes to their success, their momentum, closing leads, getting leads, all that good stuff. So tune in to Behind the Mobile Bar. We'll catch you on the next one.
And don't forget to like, share, follow, and subscribe.
Boom. I like that.
There you
Let's
go.
go.